by this time, I'm like 20. I had done open mics on and off for like a while, but I went back to the open mics, and then I was just like, I'm gonna stick to this instead. Yeah. And I quit painting. Like I went and got a job delivering pizzas so that I could be able to go to open mics like right after work. Yeah. But I was just like, I was making really good money doing that, and I was just like, nah, I should deliver pizzas for comedy.
No, you love this comedy shit, man.
Yeah, I always loved it a lot.
Tell.
Yeah.
You love this comedy
I love it a lot. I love it a lot.
You remember the first person you saw do stand-up?
George Lopez.
Imagine.
Nah, like live?
Not live.
Not
Video.
live.
Yeah,
Video?
yeah, just the first person.
Dave Chappelle.
Really?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
For what it's worth?
Killing Them Softly.
Killing Them Softly.
But I didn't know, like I didn't get what was going on. I didn't really get what stand-up was. I was just a Chappelle show fan. My uncle, who I'm telling you, he's a fucking huge comedy fan. He loves comedy, yeah. So he always had like the Chappelle show on DVD. Yeah. And he like left one at my grandma's house one time, and I was like, I don't know, man, like 9 or something. Yeah. So I started watching it. You know, it was fun. I was like bringing all my friends over to watch Chappelle show and shit. And Rick James, all that shit. Like, brilliant. Every fucking sketch was just like Whack Arnold's. We were quoting the shit at school.
Yeah, yeah.
And then one day flipping through the channels on Comedy Central, because sometimes I'd catch it on TV.
Yeah.
One day he came on and I was just like, oh shit, Chappelle show. But
it was
he just kept talking, and I was just like, yo, when's he gonna do skits? What the fuck?
Yeah.
But then I just kept watching it, and I was just like, oh shit, it's just like stand-up comedy. Like, and I've seen it here and there, like on movies or whatever, right? Yeah. But I'm just like, oh shit, like he's a stand-up comedian. Yeah. And like then I got it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was probably the first ever person I ever saw doing stand-up.
And when you watch, Killing Him Softly was so fucking good. Mm-hmm. But when you watch him do stand-up, you understand why the sketch was so successful. Because he builds the sketches in the stand-up.
Baby on the Corner is a sketch.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, I remember seeing the sketch show and being like, oh, wow, you're just adding color to these already brilliant ideas.
Yeah, I definitely felt that. Like I think one of the first sketches I saw on Chappelle's show was the Everything's Better in Slow Motion.
Yeah.
So that one, I don't know how to deliver that on stage, right? But I think that was like the perfect sketch. Like they did like the 3 versions, the when they're in the laundromat and the detergent comes squirting out, the club shit. That shit had me, I'm like 9 years old, like crying. Right there. But once I saw him, once I'd watch like the full episodes and see him kind of introduce the skit with a little bit of stand-up, it kind of like clicks where I'm just like, yo, each sketch is like a bit like that you could just perfectly do on stage. You know? But yeah, that show right there. Who was yours?
The first person was, I listened to Eddie Murphy on cassette with my dad.
Man, your dad was a stand-up fan?
Yeah, he loved stand-up. Like him and his friends would listen to Pryor on a record at a party. That was like a common thing to do. You just like have it going on a party like music.
You close with your dad?
Yeah. And then, but like for me, then Chris Rock, I think, was like the first person when I was maybe in my teens where I was like, oh, this guy kind of thinks in this, counterintuitive way. And he like makes these really cool arguments for things that like shouldn't be argued for. And I really like that, And I was like,
I remember Bring the Pain and being like,
like,
this is what really stand-up is.
Yeah. And then Patrice. Patrice was the best I ever saw.
For me, my top 2 it's Chappelle and then Patrice.
Yeah. For me, it's Patrice. I mean, Chappelle's obviously up there. He's brilliant, but like seeing Patrice live.
I wish I could have seen that.
It was so. We were at the Elephant in the Room taping, but like we saw him also just like at clubs. But like seeing him live, it was just like the most pure form of it. Like you ever on stage and like you'll have like glimpses of the best version of yourself doing stand up. Like it could be a joke or it could be like a reaction or it could be like holding tension. Like you hold tension really well. And it's just like holding the breath of the room. You can almost like feel the room breathe. Do you know what I'm saying? And like you're getting everybody on the same page and it's just like, it was that. It was like this guy's holding a room and they're just waiting. And people are furious, but they're not leaving. And people are really excited. People are looking like couples are almost fighting. And it was just like, there was so much going on in the room. It was like this organized chaos.
And he's got them all right there.
Bro.
That's badass.
Bro, I mean, and then just this, like, even, like, he'd have the most profound shit, but also, like, the silliest thing. Like, I remember him telling this guy was eating chicken.
Oh yeah, eating all the meat off the bone.
And it was like, and I've heard the thing about, like, you know, black people eat chicken, all the thing. And he said this, he was like, man, we even eat the part of the chicken that ain't even chicken. You know, that little part that's like, it ain't bone, it ain't chicken. And he's like, I forget, it's like Lego, or he had like some like reference for it. And it was just like, I don't know, the guy was fucking special, man. Yeah, I'm always curious about like guys early, like who are those people that decide what comedy is for you? Because we see comedy all the time. You watch movies and then something hits you and you're like, oh, fuck. This can work, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the holding tension. I think that's another reason why your stuff works so well online, because there are certain guys that are great live, but they don't translate through that. Have you ever experienced a comic like that?
Yeah. I see guys who like, I can't even get into their clips very much, or like they're just, their social media is just not growing. They're not on it enough. Their clips just aren't engaging.
Yeah.
But I've seen them in person.
And murder.
And I'm like, bro, I wish I could do that. I would give up social media presence if I could be as good as you on stage.
Yeah.
That shit just, I see that a lot.
But
I think you're one of the comedians that kind of capitalized on like the internet, like firsthand. People were just like, whoa, shit, you fucking off of YouTube just blew it up. I think it was like what was it, like 441?
Yeah.
That thing started it off. I think it kicked it off, and it made everybody fucking want to be like, yo, get on it.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't want to for the longest. Like, I hated Instagram. I still fucking hate TikTok big time. Like Instagram shit. Like, I just turn off my notifications. I'm like, but once I did the Don't Tell taping, I knew that it like get some eyes on my page. So I was just like, all right, now I'm a little more motivated to like start posting more and like figure out how I can get my page. But I feel like you can't follow the same fucking method that everybody like, you just post once a week, do this, do once a...
Find your own,
You got to find your own beat to it, your own rhythm or whatever. So I just kind of waited till that thing came. Well, I waited for like a month. I waited till it was about a month before that, and then I just stockpiled as many clips as I could and figured it out. But I had to figure it out. I had to like go through it and shit. But I definitely think if it wasn't for social media, YouTube, I wouldn't be like on a tour right now at all.
Yeah, maybe it'd be different, but at least you got more control of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the talented people rise. I think the cool thing about the internet is that it allows the talented people to be seen quicker.
Yeah, it lets the people choose.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do like that a lot.
There's very few people, like I think about like when I talk to comics, because there are a lot of comics, especially like the older ones, are like, oh, I don't want to pose, oh, everybody posting. It's just like, the people that I know that have blown up from the internet are way funnier than the people that I know that are successful from traditional. There's very few people that I know that have like really hit. I'm not talking about people who had a clip or two go viral. I'm talking about like they're selling out clubs or selling out theaters. Like, they're funny. And there are people that like have had maybe traditional specials that I think a lot of us can be like, yeah, they ain't the funniest. And it's because the people aren't really deciding.
There's also a little bit more of that raw feeling. Like, the rawest is gonna get his live stand-up. That's fucking raw. But it's closer to raw when you see it on Instagram or on YouTube than a fucking edited special and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When, even if it is like an edited special, even when they just get that but fucking put it on YouTube, it just feels way cooler than to get on Netflix or get on the Showtime app. And like, there it is, there's the light. Like, nah, I just want to click on the video. It's like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean?
It's also like they're discovering you.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing a video and then seeing you in a video and I'd be like, oh God, this guy's funny. And then I remember seeing a lot of other clips come up and I was like, oh, it's happening. And I've been through it, so I see it with different guys. And I'm like, oh, it's happening for him. This is really cool to see. And I get excited when the people choose someone that they like that's also funny, you know? And there's like a cool justice in that.
Yeah, I very much feel like Spaniard right now in Gladiator.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? The people's champ, man.
People's champ.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am amazing. Now, kidding.
Stand-up's the fucking best in that way. And was the most frustrating for the same reason before.